It has now been confirmed that Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion will be our next MCU Disney Plus series after She-Hulk, which is coming in just a few short weeks. But other than that, we don't know much about Secret Invasion because in the comics it's this big, huge storyline that honestly could have been a whole saga of the MCU. They could have done the Secret Invasion saga or the Skrull saga or whatever. But instead they're doing the whole storyline as a Disney Plus series. So it's always been really intriguing to me, kind of a bit concerning of like, okay, how are they going to squeeze all this into like, I think a 6 episode Disney Plus show? It's a little worrying, but even though we didn't get to see it, they did show some footage at San Diego Comic-Con, and everything I've heard about that footage is amazing. Apparently, it has a very similar tone to Captain America the Winter Soldier, and it just has a full-on spy thriller kind of vibe, which honestly is something I really like and I'm really excited to see in this series, and especially to play the guessing game of who's a Skrull and who's not a Skrull. But now we do have a bit of an update because when it comes to the cast, I mean, obviously we know Samuel L. Jackson is coming back as Nick Fury, Kobe Smulders is back as Maria Hill, Ben Mendelsohn is back as Talos, but then we have some new additions, like we've got Emilia Clarke in here, we've got Kingsley Ben-Adir, we got also Olivia Colman. And when it comes to these new actors joining the MCU in this series, we don't know anything about their roles except for Olivia Colman now, because we have a brand new report breaking exclusive news from the Illuminati, which is a super reliable source. They don't really put out scoops too often, but when they do, they're usually pretty accurate. I remember they were one of the first ones to officially put out that Haley Steinfeld had been cast as Kate Bishop, so I definitely take this with a bunch of validity, but, you know, take it as a rumor until it's confirmed by Marvel Studios and until we actually see it in the series. But according to the Illuminati and their sources, Olivia Colman will be playing a character by the name of Falsworth, aka the Union Jack, in Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion. And this is interesting for a couple reasons here, because first of all, when it comes to the character of Union Jack, of course, a Marvel superhero from the comics, now making his way into the MCU, he's at least part of a character related to Union Jack was already in the MCU. All the way back in Captain America the First Avenger, back in the early 2000s, we had a character by the name of James Falsworth. And James in the comics is related to Brian Falsworth, who is the one that actually becomes Union Jack. So I feel like probably the way they're going to play this out is it'll be, okay, James Falsworth from Captain America the Winter Soldier, he was one of the Howling Commandos. They are going to say that his either daughter or granddaughter, I'm assuming it's more granddaughter just because, you know, that was World War II, that was a long time ago. So his granddaughter, probably Brianna Falsworth instead of Brian, a gender-bent version of Brian Falsworth from the comics, will be played by Olivia Colman and be officially Union Jack, which I think is actually pretty cool because other reports on this character, like one, for example, from Grace Randolph, says that Olivia Colman's character will be basically the UK's version and the UK equivalent of Nick Fury. So I think that's going to be honestly really cool to see that we have kind of these different country versions of Nick Fury. And especially with it being a known character from the comics, a character like Union Jack, which would fit in so well with the show and actually did take part in the fight against the Skrulls in the comics in Secret Invasion, I think this is honestly perfect and gets me really excited. Now, sure, some people are probably going to be freaking out over, it's a female Union Jack, but honestly, who cares? I mean, Olivia Colman, great actress. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to see this because, you know, I've been excited for Secret Invasion, but again, the whole trying to squeeze this into a series has been kind of concerning. But now that we got news like this with Olivia Colman as Union Jack in the MCU, I think this is going to be awesome. And I don't know if we're going to actually see her suit up as Union Jack or anything like that because, you know, she is 48 years old. But then again, she is only 48 years old, so maybe she will. But I think another cool thing is that, you know, she's just known as Falsworth. So I feel like it'll be, you know, everybody calls Nick Fury just Fury. Everybody's just going to call her Falsworth or Union Jack. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But for now, guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. What do you think about this news that, according to the Illuminati, Olivia Colman will be playing Falsworth, aka Union Jack, in the Marvel Studios Secret Invasion Disney Plus series? Are you excited about this news or not? But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.